What is going on, guys? I'm very excited to be here. Welcome to my much anticipated, to me at least, Nintendo GameCube 2016 collection video. Last year I did a collection video, and then it was like right after that I started picking up a ton of really good GameCube titles that you'll see in the video. But yeah, I wanted to kind of do this as more of an update. But we're here to talk about this guy right here, the Nintendo GameCube. Turns 15 years old this year. It's pretty exciting. Next year it'll be driving its little Mario Kart around town. Maybe start dating an older, more established woman like the Nintendo 64. He'll get his job at the Nintendo shop. And then all of a sudden he'll be off to college at the Wii University. Or Wii U as we call it around here for short. But all kidding aside. This is a great console. Unfortunately, I missed out on it when it came out in 2001 here in North America. I was always a PlayStation guy, and when 6th Gen came out, I bought a PlayStation 2 naturally. But like I said, I'm very sad that I missed out on the Nintendo GameCube. I really started to discover my love for the GameCube, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago, which coincides with all the prices going up. So some of these games that I don't have that I really need in my collection. So let's talk about the Nintendo GameCube. When we talk about the Nintendo GameCube, one of the first things that everybody talks about is how awesome the controllers are, how awesome they feel in your hands. And I totally agree with that. Here in North America, we've got 3 basic colors that coincide with the 3 basic consoles that we have here. We've got the black, the platinum, and the indigo. So to go with that, we've got the black controller, the indigo controller, and of course we have the silver controller, which is really awesome. We also got 2 other sort of more limited edition, I wouldn't say that they're rare controllers, but everybody's favorite is the Spice Orange. I'm a big fan of the Spice Orange. Anytime I play Mega Man Anniversary Collection, which is one of my favorite games, I always got to use this controller. No reason other than it's completely psychological. This one I actually don't see a lot, but it's the indigo top, clear bottom controller. Now again, I wouldn't say that this is absolutely a rare controller, but it is more uncommon, and it's probably the most uncommon GameCube controller, first party GameCube controller that I have. So definitely excited to have it in my collection. Obviously I've only seen it like once, and I picked it up for sure. Now the GameCube controllers get a lot of love when it comes to these guys right here. This is the Wavebird controller. You need one of these dongles to actually operate it. But they are very, very awesome controllers. Came in a platinum and a flat gray controller. I've got a couple of these, and I don't know if I'll ever let them go because I love them that much. We also have some third-party controllers that I have in my collection. The first one is the GameStop controller, which is really cool. It has the addition of a turbo button on the top, which is a nice feature to have when you're playing shmups or a first-person shooter or something like that. So it's definitely awesome to have that one. This is a really cool third-party controller. It was made by Pelican, and it actually lights up. So check out this video. Alright, those are sort of the standard controllers. I always use that Pelican light up one? The Pelican light up one when we play Mario Party. That's like my controller of choice for that. And I'm pretty picky about it. But there are a bunch of other like peripherals and other type controllers that Nintendo and some third-party companies made. So let's check some of those out. First, one of my favorite controllers right here is the Donkey Kong Jungle Beat and Donkey Konga bongos. I think I found this set for like $1.99 at a thrift store. I found another set for $2. And then I actually have another set that I use for Donkey Konga. My daughter and I play. And I think I found this one for $4. So you can definitely find these things pretty cheap. And they are pretty awesome. Throw that up there. They're pretty inventive for the time. They got the touch sensitive tops. There's actually a microphone in there, so you can like clap during certain part of the games, which is really cool. So if you ever see these out in the wild, definitely check those out. I'd like to get one of those like complete in box. Alright, the other really cool controller that I have for my Nintendo GameCube, it's pretty big, but it is the Dance Dance Revolution Mario mat from Mario Mix. This thing is tons of fun for my daughter to jump around on. I get winded after like 10 seconds, but yeah, this is definitely awesome. I'm not sure if you can use this for any other games except for the Dance Dance Revolution games, but it does have an A, a B, a start, and everything else. So I would venture to say that you could probably use that. It's probably a serviceable controller. So, all right, let's take a look at some other controllers. Okay, so this is the Mad Catz ML2 racing wheel controller. It does come with pedals. I've got the pedals. I actually got this at a thrift store at a really good price. I got it for $7.50, so it was half off the price listed. Force feedback, which is also very nice. And what's really cool about this is that it's also compatible with the Xbox and the PlayStation. So, yeah, very, very awesome. If you don't have a racing wheel and you play racing games, definitely get one of those, man. They're really cool. All right, the last thing that I'm going to show you here is another Pelican product. It's a pretty sturdy controller. I actually found it sealed at a thrift store for like 10 bucks or something. But it is the Pelican Arcade Fighting Stick. And again, it is a multi-platform controller. You can use it for GameCube, PlayStation, or the original Xbox. And it's even got a port there you can put your memory card in for the Xbox. But like I said, this is pretty well built. And it's fun to play fighting games with. I don't know what to tell you. Smash Bros. This is your controller right here. Alright guys, that's going to do it for the controllers. Let's take a quick look at some of the accessories that I have in my collection. Okay, so the first accessory that I want to show off is a Nyko 40 mini disc game case. Kind of reflective there. Definitely awesome. I think we picked this up at a retail store for like $4 or $5. It was dirt cheap, but it holds mini discs. So you can put your GameCube games in there if you ever have loose disc. GameCube games, you can see Pac-Man World 2 right there. Actually, don't have that complete in box, but there's the loose disc of it. Can't really talk about the GameCube without talking about these little guys right here. The GameCube memory cards. A small little item, but you absolutely have to have it if you're going to save your games. And they come in a bunch of different size amounts. The units are blocks, so you can get it in like a 59 block all the way up to like a 1,000 block, I think is the highest that you can get. Okay, so this is cool. This is the GameCube microphone, and I use this for a couple of the Mario Party games, and you can use it for Odama, which is like a pinball strategy war type game. So if you ever see these, pick these up. I went on a run where I think I picked one of these up for $1 or $2 every week for like 3 or 4 weeks in a row. It was crazy. Couldn't stop finding them, and then I couldn't leave them. All right, so here's a cool little accessory. Not the most exciting thing in the world, but it's another Nyko product. It's the extender cable, so you can, extend your GameCube cable. You wouldn't think that that would come in handy a lot, but it actually does if you don't have a Wavebird. Yeah, you know how many times I gotta scoot the chair up to the TV so I can play my GameCube games. All right, so here's a cool accessory. It is the GameCube to the Game Boy Advance SP cable. Now, this cable is really cool. It's used for Legend of Zelda 4 Swords. It's used for Pokemon. It's used for... There's a Pac-Man game that you can play where you can play as Pac-Man and your friends can have those cables and play as the ghosts. So, that's really cool. Here's an accessory that I don't see people talking about a lot. You actually don't run into them a lot in the wild. I think I found one in the wild and I got one out of an auction. But this one's made by Intech. Yeah, Intech. And it is the GameCube screen. Just mounts right onto your GameCube like that. And then it flips up, powers on, and you can play GameCube games right here on this little LCD screen. Which is really cool. Unfortunately, I have one of those that works and one of them that doesn't work. Alright, the last accessory that I want to show you guys is the Game Boy player. And in my opinion, this is the greatest gaming accessory ever created by man. If you know of a better accessory, leave it in the comment section below. But here it is, the old Game Boy player. Just attaches right to the bottom of your GameCube. You do need the Game Boy player disc to play it. That's what it looks like if you ever see it in the wild. If you ever see it in the wild, buy it. because they're pretty expensive. But with this little accessory right here, you can play your Game Boy games, your Game Boy Color, and your Game Boy Advance games. It really opens up all those libraries to somebody like me who doesn't spend a lot of time playing handhelds. Last year I wanted to play Metroid Fusion, but I really just couldn't play it on a regular Game Boy Advance SP. Played it on the Game Boy player, on my TV, in color. It was amazing, because we have color TVs now. Alright guys, that's going to do it for the controllers and the accessories. There are so many more that I don't even have that are third-party kind of junk controllers and accessories. But if I ever see them, I will pick them up for sure, because I love collecting for the GameCube. So without further ado, let's check out some games. Okay, game time. Here we go. First thing is really just a preview disc. I recently picked this up. These are really cool. I'd like to get more of these preview discs. Apparently there's some Star Wars ones out there that are really cool. And then we've got the Legend of Zelda Wind Waker Ultimate Codes. And this was really cool. I got this at Thrift for like $1.99. And it's just an action replay kind of disc. But you can use it to unlock anything you want, basically, in Zelda Wind Waker. And I think you can do Ocarina of Time on here, too. I don't know. But you can, like, get 999 rupees or start the game with all the heart tanks. All of that stuff. Those are definitely cool. Alright, so if you've seen my collection videos in the past, what I like to do is I just like to speed through the sports games real quick. If there's anything of interest, we'll talk about them. But here we go. We've got Madden titles 02, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Start stacking them up. We've got NFL Quarterback Club 2002, NBA Live 2003, NBA Live 05, NBA 2K2 with Allen Iverson on the front. I was a huge Allen Iverson fan back in the day. NBA Courtside 2002 with the Cobes on it. Alright, we've got NCAA College Football 2004. Also in there is a loose disc of NCAA College Football 2003, not that anybody cares. There's NCAA 2K3, Tiger Woods PGA Tour 03, Tiger Woods 06, no manual, FIFA 2002, and finally FIFA 2003 and 2005. Now, although graphically I don't think that these particular FIFA games hold up, I do recommend getting one of them into your collection, because you can play as almost any team in the world ever made. So that's pretty awesome. I'm a fan of soccer. The gameplay is actually not that bad either. Alright, we've got All-Star Baseball 2003, Home Run King, MLB Slugfest 2003. This is a really cool series, man. NBA Street. I want to get the NBA Street 3. We've got NFL Street. NHL Hits 2003. This was the game that I found at Thrift that also had a copy of Mario Kart in there, so that was awesome. We've got, I actually play this game a lot. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to front. Pool Paradise. Now, it says that it's only for GameCube, but that's not true. When the GameCube was discontinued in 2007, this game actually came out for the PlayStation 2. Might have come out for the Xbox, but I don't remember. Really kind of interesting game here. Top Angler, arcade-style fishing game. If that's not your thing, then that's not your thing. I think those games are kind of fun for a little bit, but... Alright, that's all the sports games, man. I really don't have that many sports games. When they're like 25 cents or $1, I gotta pick them up. But generally, I'm not going to go to the store and look for sports games. Okay, so we've got the Avatar, The Last Airbender. I used to love this show. This is a really, really good game. Here's another underrated game for the GameCube, Samurai Jack, The Shadow of Aku. I talk about this game all the time on my channel. My first live stream was actually of that game. It's dirt cheap and it's so much fun. It's a 3D beat 'em up, type game where you level up and you get stronger and all that stuff. We've got Ratatouille, Over the Hedge, Finding Nemo. Now, apparently there's different versions of this game. One of my subscribers was telling me about the different versions. I don't know. I have that one. We've got SpongeBob SquarePants, The Battle for Bikini Bottom. A lot of people say that this is a pretty good game. I actually haven't really played it a whole lot yet. Narnia, with the price tag still on it. I got it for $3 a couple weeks ago at a thrift. We've got Disney Party, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Madagascar, Codename Kids Next Door, Pitfall, The Lost Expedition. I haven't actually played this game yet. And looking at the back on the screenshots, I don't know, it might be playable. Simpsons Hit and Run, classic. And then we've got Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man. So get these up on the shelf. Got too much stuff. Alright. Next stack we've got Defender. I don't know about that one. It kind of jury's still out on that one. It's okay, but Blowout. I talk about this game all the time on my channel too. If you like Metroidvania type games, this is actually not a bad, not a port, but a bad version of that. You're that dude and you're on a spaceship and you're kind of trapped and you got to figure out how to get from one place to another. You can see there's some alien shooting action on there. But another very cheap game, very underrated. We've got Naruto, Clash of the Ninja. My son played the hell out of that game. Mortal Kombat Deception. This is an awesome one right here. Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee. There's also a multi-plat game. You can get it for the GameCube, or the GameCube. You're looking at the GameCube version. You can actually get it for the Xbox. So you've got Dragon Ball Z, Budokai 2 with the reflective cover. We got Hitman 2. I still haven't even played that one. Splinter Cell, Chaos Theory. It's got like that Super Troopers cover. Rayman Arena. Thank you very much to True Jedi JSH for hooking me up with the manual for that. I do appreciate it. Complete in box GameCube games, love them. Reckless, the Yakuza missions, combat racing game. Die Hard Vendetta, twin stick shooter type game. Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. Rampage, Total Destruction. I think I'm missing the manual for that one. Yeah, we're missing the manual for Rampage. We've got Lemony Snicket's and a series of unfortunate events. Playing this game is an unfortunate event. Don't buy it. Army Men real-time strategy game. Love the Army Men games on the Nintendo 64. Not so much a strategy fan. We've got Ghost Recon. Here's Odama, one of those games that you can use the microphone for. Very interesting, kind of unusual game. You know, it's a cross between pinball and strategy. Kind of see back there. We got Yu-Gi-Oh! The False-Bound Kingdom. Need for Speed Underground. Need for Speed Underground 2. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2. We've got Harry Potter Quidditch World Cup. Actually, never even played that one. Not a big Harry Potter guy. Harry Potter, The Prisoner of Azkaban. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. 007 Agent Under Fire. Here's an underrated game right here. 007 Everything or Nothing. This game is actually fantastic. I don't understand why this game doesn't get the props that it deserves. It's not a first-person shooter like GoldenEye or some of the other James Bond games. This is like an original story that was produced like a movie. It's got like Heidi Klum, Shannon Elizabeth, William Dafoe, Pierce Brosnan. Like, it's on point, and it's sort of like a Siphon Filter or a modern Metal Gear game where it's like a third-person perspective. And there are so many awesome gameplay elements in there. One, you're like jumping off of a cliff and you're like falling down. And you're trying to avoid the rocks and shooting these guys. You're trying to save this chick. And it's really awesome. There's racing stages. There's stealth stages. All different kinds of stuff. WWE Crush Hour. Can't say enough good things about Everything or Nothing. Definitely check that out. WWF Legends of Wrestling 2. And WWF WrestleMania X8. don't go, it's WWE. It's WWF to me. Okay? All right, let's get these on the shelf. We're filling this bad boy up quick. It's fun, isn't it? All right, let's get to our next stack of games, man. We're starting to get into the good stuff. All right, let's keep this GameCube train going. We've got SSX3, Aggressive Inline, Tony Hawk's Underground, Tony Hawk's American Wasteland, Disney's Extreme Skate, which is like Tony Hawk, but with Buzz Lightyear. We got Jeremy McGrath Supercross World, Transworld Surf. I'm terrible at this game. I don't even know how to control this game. NASCAR Dirt to Daytona, Dakar 2, and this is actually a really cool game. Hot Wheels Velocity. Yeah, I like these Hot Wheel games with their fantasy tracks and all that stuff, so put them on the shelf. Had to make some room. All right, here we go. We've got Worms Blast. Classic Worms games. Worms 3D. Game I really want to play. It's in my backlog, but it's Geist. I actually picked this up at a pawn shop for like $5. So I thought that was a pretty good deal. Spyro Hero's Tale. Wave Race Blue Storm. With the manual. If you've seen my video, you know that that's sort of other videos, you know that that's sort of a big deal. Because I never find it with the manual. And someone was nice enough to send it to me. We've got Mystic Heroes. And then we've got Donkey Kong Jungle Beat and Donkey Konga. Donkey Kanga. Alright. Got a couple pretty cool compilation discs here. We've got Midway Arcade Treasures 1, Midway Arcade Treasures 2. Still need Midway Arcade Treasure 3, but we also have Namco Museum. So those compilation discs are always awesome to have lying around because, you know, it's cheaper than buying all the cartridges. All right, here we go. Here we go. Welcome to the show. Eternal Darkness. Fantastic game. I still need to finish it, but this is an amazing game. Got some Pokemon. There's Pokemon Channel. I'm actually missing the manual to that one. We've got Pokemon Gale of Darkness. This is a very nice complete copy. I think I got it for $20. So that's a good price for that. We've got Pokemon Coliseum. Baton Kaitos. Still looking for the other one. We've got Mega Man Anniversary Collection. Certainly one of my favorite GameCube games. Mega Man Network Transmission. F-Zero GX. I love this game. It's hard as hell, though, but it's an awesome game. We've got Bomberman Generation, which is really cool. Bomberman Jetters. I recently picked up another copy of Jetters at a thrift store for like $6, and it doesn't work, so hopefully I can get it resurfaced, and it'll work. We've got Star Fox Adventure. This game gets a lot of hate. Whatever, man. It's not that bad. Star Fox Assault, another Star Fox game that gets a lot of hate. I actually finished this, playing through that this year. I thought it was pretty good. You know, I mean, you just have to finish the ground stages so you can get back into the flying stages, but it's not bad for what it is. Sonic Mega Collection. Sonic Riders. Sonic Heroes. Sonic 2 Adventure Battle. This game is actually really, really fun. I am missing the manual, unfortunately. And looking on the back, you can actually use that link cable that I was talking about earlier with your Game Boy Advance. So that's cool. We've got Shadow the Hedgehog. And finally, we've got Sonic Adventure Director's Cut. Okay, so most of the games I'm going to show off now are the games that you usually see right here in any of my other videos. So let's just get right into it. There's some really cool games here that I'm happy to have in my collection. Soul Calibur 2 being one of those games. Really cool button mashing fighting game with Link, and you can play as Link right out of the box. So we've got Harvest Moon: A Wonderful Life, Phantasy Star Online Episode 3. This is not the expensive one. Phantasy Star Online Episode 1 and 2 Plus, or whatever it's called. That's the expensive one. If you ever see that one, pick it up. Star Wars Rogue Leader. Love Star Wars. I love those type of Star Wars games. They're really awesome. Rebel Strike, which is really cool. We've got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. These are really cool 4-player, kind of top-down beat-em-ups that they kind of vary the gameplay a little bit too. Ninja Turtles 3, Mutant Nightmare. This is actually a really cool game. You can get this for like 20 bucks, and it's really cool because it comes with an unlockable version of Turtles in Time. You can see there. It's actually the arcade version, but, if you want to spend 20 bucks and get this awesome Turtles game and Turtles in Time arcade version, it's actually really cool. Super Monkey Ball. I like Super Monkey Ball, but I got to take it in doses. I just get too frustrated with it too quick. We've got Super Monkey Ball 2. Spyro Enter the Dragonfly. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. I'm actually missing the manual for this game, and from what I understand, it's not very good. And this is another game that you can use the link cable with. So yeah, that's pretty cool, I guess. I heard it's not a very good game. We've got Metroid Prime. Metroid Prime 2 Echoes with the shiny cover. Forgot what I was going to say because I was hypnotized by the shininess. We've got Beautiful Joe 2. And this is a really awesome game right here. Resident Evil 4. I started to play this. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Like it. I'll end up finishing it eventually. Alright, as you can see, I've had to move everything around, so throw those up there. We got to put games in front of games. We got the bongos are leaning over there, hanging on for dear life. Alright. So this is a really awesome game right here, as you guys know. The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time and the Ocarina of Time Master Quest. I had a version of that the cover art was really bad. It was like water damage. So I ripped it off and I printed off another cover from the coverproject.net. This one looks like the Nintendo 64 cover. It's even got artwork on the back, which is really cool. I did have a manual for this version, but I sent that out to Dino988 so he could have a complete copy. You're welcome, bro. And then I found another copy of Zelda Ocarina of Time Master Quest, and I printed off this cover art, which I thought was really cool. There's a disc. But I thought about trading them or selling them, but I'm kind of attached to them. So I'll keep them. We've got The Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker. Legend of Zelda The Collector's Edition promotional disc. I play this game all the time. This is how I play Zelda 1 and Zelda 2. If you watch my live stream of Zelda 2, I was playing it on this GameCube compilation. Luigi's Mansion. Mario Sunshine. Mario Strikers. Hey, this is a really cool game. Arcade style soccer. I love soccer and I love arcade type games, sports games, so this is actually a really awesome game. You should get this in your collection. Game I recently picked up. Haven't really spent any time with. Mario Power Tennis. I got this at CorgsCon for 15 bucks this year. Mario Golf Toadstool Tour. Mario Baseball. Pretty fun. I actually prefer this version over the Wii version. And then we've got Mario Dance Dance Revolution Mario Mix, which goes with that gamepad. Alright guys, here we go. When you guys watch my regular videos, these games I'm going to show you are the ones that are standing vertically. So, yeah, let's just get right into it. I don't really know where to start, so we'll just start with my favorite GameCube game in my collection right now. It is the Mega Man X Collection. Pick that up at buybacks for $18.99. Caught them slipping on that one. Definitely recommend getting that game. We've got Tales of Symphonia. Very nice copy. I think I got that for 25 bucks. We've got The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. The only Zelda game I'm missing is Four Swords. Recent addition to the collection, Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. Super Smash Bros. Melee. Mario Kart Double Dash. I actually prefer Mario Kart 64 better. Sorry. We've got Mario Party 7. That one is complete. Thank you to the Video Game Collector for trading me for that. But I also have a complete copy of Mario Party 7 in the big box. Very nice condition. We'll try and open this up real quick so you can see it. But it's got the game, and then it's got a microphone that's still in the plastic. So that's definitely an awesome addition to the collection. We've also got Mario Party 6, which is complete. Mario Party 5, and Mario Party 4. Now, this is not only the Kmart exclusive edition, but there are some special items in here, and I will never get rid of this game. But we've got all of my notes that I get from the Game Hunters, so COE33 and Leaf. Definitely check out their channel, but I keep all of those notes in this copy of Mario Party 4 because they were the ones that traded it to me. So that'll be in my collection for a long time. Found this game at Half Price Books. Caught them slipping on this one. It was $19.99, but it's Chibi Robo. And it is complete. And when I saw it for $19.99, I was very happy. Let's just say that. Got a copy of Animal Crossing. It's a nice black label version. I need to clean up the gunk there, but it is complete with the Animal Crossing memory card, which is really, really cool. And it's got the other inserts in there, you know, the Nintendo Power insert and all that stuff. So definitely excited to have that in my collection. And the last game that I got, guys, haven't played it yet. My friend Sarah is a huge fan of this franchise, but it's Fire Emblem, The Path of Radiance. And it's got kind of an interesting story behind it. This one is minty complete with the manual and the inserts and everything else. But I would say like a year ago, I walked into a Goodwill store and I saw, you know, the end label in the DVD section, and I got like my heart stopped. And I reached in, because I know their games are like $2. So I reached in and grabbed it, and I could feel there wasn't a disc in there. You know, when you kind of shake it, you can hear the disc rattle a little. And when I opened it, there wasn't a disc. But I knew that I needed this case and manual, so I went up to the counter and asked the lady if I could buy it for $1. She sold it to me for $1. And then recently I picked up a loose disc Fire Emblem off of eBay. I think it was like $84 with shipping. So we got a complete copy of Fire Emblem in today's age for about $85, $86. Guys, that's going to do it. Let's get these on the shelf. Lots and lots of GameCube games. I think I'm at about 150 games. That's sort of my rough count. But before we leave, let's do some top 5 GameCube facts. Alright, so these fun facts are provided by Nintendo Oki. Check out their website. Link is in the description down below. So I just picked out 5 facts that I thought were pretty interesting about the Nintendo GameCube that I thought I'd share with you guys. So the first one is that the last official GameCube games that were released were The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess in Japan. And then in the United States, the last official release game was Madden 2008. I think they got the better last release game, right? All right, so every official Nintendo peripheral has a model number, and that model number starts with 3 letters, DOL. And that sort of pays homage to the Nintendo GameCube when it was in its development stage, was known as Project Dolphin or Codename Dolphin. So that's kind of a neat little fun fact. Out of the top 25 best-selling Nintendo GameCube games of all time, 19 of those games were first-party Nintendo-produced games, and the most popular game, anybody? Super Smash Bros. Melee, selling about 7 million copies. So I don't understand why that game is so high priced when there are literally more copies of that game than Madden 08. I don't know. That's my little rant. All right. A lot of people don't know this, that the GameCube actually has a broadband adapter that you could hook up to the bottom, kind of like the Game Boy Player. But there were 4 games that you could play on it. 3 of those games, 75% of the online compatible games, were Phantasy Star games. So I don't even know if they have a website dedicated that you could hook that up to anymore. Probably not, but that's sort of a fun fact. Number 5. I thought this was pretty interesting. The Nintendo GameCube, the hardware in there, is actually 3D capable. They could have made 3D games for the Nintendo GameCube. They actually had a 3D version of Luigi's Mansion in development. There was a screen and a little LCD screen, kind of like the one I showed you earlier, that would, attach to the GameCube that you would open up, and you could actually view games in 3D. Nintendo decided not to move forward with that because the liquid crystal at the time was still very, very expensive. So they decided to wait, see how technology panned out. You know how it panned out. We got 3DSs now, which is amazing. All right, so those are the fun facts, 5 fun facts about the Nintendo GameCube. Here are my top 5 games that I want to get for the Nintendo GameCube. I know I'm missing a lot of titles. My collection's only about 150 games. There's about 525 games or so released for the GameCube. I think North American, worldwide, I don't know. There's like 500 games. But here's some games that I'm on the hunt for. Pikmin 1, Pikmin 2. Obviously, I need to get those into the collection as fast as possible. I'd like to get Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes. I'm a big fan of the Metal Gear Solid game on PlayStation 1. Billy Hatcher. I'd like to add that game to the collection. Ikaruga. Definitely need to add Ikaruga. I'm such a shoot-'em-up fan. I can't believe I don't even have it. I just don't ever find it at a good price. And the last game that I'd like to add one of those higher-end, more premium titles like Cubivore, Gotcha Force, or even NCAA College Football or College Basketball 2003. Guys, that is going to do it for the GameCube collection video. I hope you enjoyed it. What is your favorite Nintendo GameCube game? Leave it in the comment section down below. And guys, I'm tired. We will see you on the next one.